Welcome back, guys. It's been a while, and yes, the letter still hasn't arrived. If you have been keeping up, yes, this is to do with some things with the government. But anyway, the letter is not really something you guys need to worry about. It's something I need to worry about, and it's just it won't really determine the outcome of my or if I will continue YouTube or not. Well, it kinda does, but at the same time, I just first want to know what I'm getting into with YouTube, um, and what how it can affect like a few things to do with my family and a few things. But anyways, yeah. So you guys do not need to worry about that, and I don't care if the letter hasn't arrived yet. I can still upload as long as it's not monetized. Yes, I actually demonetized all the videos. As you can see, there are no ads anymore, and it will keep being like that until I know what's going to happen. And yeah, I should have continued the Acreman What If. However, I have not, and I am dropping it, even though I have literally every single part that was remaining for the What If completed. Yes, they're all completed, and I do have the parts ready. However, I'm not going to upload them anymore. I'm going to delete them because I don't believe that I should upload them anymore. I just want to drop the series completely. I want to drop any series that actually started when that low time, or around that low time, or that space of me thinking about if I should just quit YouTube without even doing the government thing or just stay on it. But anyways, I'm sure you guys would understand, and so we will continue. And I actually had another wife, actually, like on part 3 or 4, started recording it on the day that I actually found out about this common thing. And yeah, anyways, we move. Anyway, this is a new what if, and this is what if. Also, I would like to address that this may not be like me coming back completely. I still am going to wait for this goddamn letter, and it depends on my mood. And if the demand is high, I will continue the series that I am dropping. Of course, I would like to drop them. However, if the demand is high enough, I will make a poll. I will just upload those parts as well on a later date. However, for now, we will just use this wave that I'm about to start. And also, as I said, until I get confirmation about everything what I'm getting into, uploads are not going to be too regular. For like example, like seven uploads a week. Nah, don't got the time for that right now. And I will be doing 7 uploads a week if, of course, everything goes well. Like I said multiple times in this one, in this little gap of 3 minutes, or this whatever. But anyways, I'm sure you guys understand. And yeah, so maybe like 2 videos a week for now until I get the letter. I mean, it should have came on the 9th. No, not even on the 9th. Bro, I asked for this letter on the 16th of February. My guy, they said, oh yeah, give it 10 days. On the 26th, nothing happened. We texted them the next day. Alright, calm. They said you can expect it by the 9th, not the next day, around like the 1st of March. 3 days later, we gave it a bit of time. We're like, alright, calm. Time to text, time to message them, or email them. They're like, oh, you can expect it by the 9th. It's the 15th of fucking March. Gee, what's going on, government? What are you doing? I understand it's Corona and everything, but my guy, it's been a month. It's been a full fucking month. Like, tomorrow is gonna be a month. Like, oh. Anyways, we move. As always, we move. Anyways, this what if is, what if Naruto went rogue? I've seen a lot of people doing this. I haven't listened to many. I actually listened to one, but that was like maybe like 2-3 months ago. But it wasn't even out 2-3 months ago. Around, I remember it being around the start of this year, somewhere around there. Maybe even 2020. I don't even know. But yeah, so I would like to give it my own little, go at it and see where I can get with this wave. Anyways, of course, this won't be the best of waves, since it is the first wave I do like within a month. I believe so. Yeah, it's actually been a month since I've done a wife, like recorded one, and yeah. Anyways, we'll do one and see how it goes. I'll try to upload it by tonight when I'm doing this, which is actually at 12:48 a.m. And yeah, I'm sorry guys. It's been a while, and I hope you're not too bored of me now, and I hope you'll still supporting me and everything. But anyways, here goes nothing. We begin this wave by Naruto, of course, having his backstory as per normal. Naruto being born and having the Nantos put inside of him because of Minato actually believing in him, and also we know that Minato did it because he knew that this is Madara Uchiha, and he knew himself that he was not going anywhere near Madara Uchiha's true power. Like he was like, "Hey, yo, this is Madara, bro. I don't have the facilities to do this. Even if I train, there's no way Madara's too strong. Even the first Hokage struggled with him, and the first Hokage was hailed as a god. Like Wagwan, man ain't versing him. Of course, he gave his life up, and actually gave Naruto the chance to become stronger and to be hailed as a hero of the village, since he was the Nanto's Jinchuriki. However, we all know that this is far from what Minato's vision was, and this wave is even further from Minato's vision. Minato's vision was of Naruto becoming a great ninja of the Leaf Village and being hailed as a hero because of him being the Nanto's Jinchuriki, saving the whole entire village pretty much. Because of him being born and taking the Nantos within him was the reason of the village even surviving. However, we all know that what truly happened is that the Hokage actually just said he was a random Uzumaki, and he was never known. Well, the villagers never knew about Naruto being the fourth Hokage's son, and so they considered him as an outcast, a demon, and it's because of him, like, they believe that the Naruto's is literally Naruto, which is completely different. The Naruto's is sealed inside of Naruto does not mean that Naruto is the Naruto's. He may be the Jinchuriki, but he's not the true Naruto's. And they're just scared that Naruto one day will just go rogue. And anyways, this is exactly what I'm doing. Anyways, Naruto, of course, grew up in a completely disgusting, like, bro, I was rewatching Naruto a few days ago, and now that I think back to it, when I was 6, I did not understand the true pain Naruto was going through. But now that I think back to it's really hard, and I could see how many different ways this story could have went. It could have completely turned fucking south, went south, and Naruto would have become the most overpowered villain. Like, literally, he could have become the most overpowered villain and destroyed the whole entire world. He could have become just as strong as the Otsutsuki in Boruto currently. And bro, you know how strong they are. Even Hokage Naruto and adult Sasuke, Rinne Sharingan Sasuke, struggle against them. And if you read the manga, you shit went down. But anyways, we don't want to talk about the manga. If you guys want me to actually cover like chapters that I read and what I think about them, you can tell me in the description below. But anyways, probably not this channel, because this channel is mainly for what I've said. Anyways, now Naruto, of course, being an orphan who lives alone, has no one in his life, thought to himself that maybe he should just try harder, and maybe he'll make friends. He'd give a better impression of him to the villagers, and of course, he tried his best, of course, and yeah, Naruto, of course, trying his best every day of his life, going all out, trying to make friends, trying to give a good impression of himself to others, and at first, Naruto thought he was making some progress because people were actually noticing him a bit more. But however, it was actually the villagers just being annoyed that Naruto would even get close to them, and so, of course, now Naruto was actually, well, the villagers, sorry, the villagers actually had enough of Naruto actually being pretty much kind of a beg. Not at the same time, he wasn't a beg, but you know what I mean, and they were annoyed at Naruto of always him always getting in the way. Like, bro, fuck off, fam. Man don't want to talk to you, and that. Literally, that's what they're telling him to do. However, Naruto keeps saying hello and everything. But anyways, the villagers had enough, and so one of the villagers one day actually saw Naruto on the street, and Naruto started waving at him, and he actually smiled at Naruto. He actually started walking towards him, and Naruto thought that this may be his first step towards, making the villagers treat him like a normal human being. However, then that smile turned into an angry look. Naruto's eyes widened and he was confused. However, more than confused, he was scared. The villager then kneed him right in the chest, since it was pretty short. In the chest. Then he kicked him in the stomach and kicked him away. Naruto was completely baffled. He didn't know why he did that. However, he was feeling way too much pain to even think straight at this point. Then the other villagers started walking towards him. They started kicking him. Naruto started covering his head. He didn't want to get hit too hard on the head. However, Naruto suffered severe damage to his internal organs, which even some doctors weren't able to cure. Naruto was on the brink of death, and the Hokage was actually very angry. However, he couldn't really do anything as of right now because Naruto was fighting death, life. Well, he was literally fighting death to survive. The Naruto saw this and had some pity. Really, he didn't care about Naruto. He just didn't want to wait. However long he needed to actually regenerate, and so even though in the end it would basically mean that it's his freedom, that he gets freedom. However, he doesn't want to risk it because he doesn't know how long it could take. For all he knows, it could take him up to 100 years, which is kind of long, not gonna lie. I would rather be trapped in a kid for, in Naruto for the next 20 years than 100 years, or wait, maybe even 1,000, who knows. Anyways, it's never been really stated, or, it's, yeah, exactly, it hasn't been stated. Anyways, the Naruto seals Naruto's internal organs, and not the next day, technically the next day, Naruto at night, he wakes up. Remember, this is a 4-year-old Naruto. He has seen all the people giving him hateful looks. However, this was the first time of him actually experiencing something like this, a near-death experience, something he wasn't expecting from the people in the same village as him, the people he considers as pretty much family to him. Anyways, Naruto then looked out the window, and it was really a cloudy night, a windy night. Anyways, now Naruto actually breaks the window and gets out of the hospital. Of course, he was just walking around the village. There weren't many people out at this time. However, then he saw someone. He saw someone really scary, and it was actually Obito. Obito, who was actually in the village as of right now. Remember, Obito is someone who can get in the village at any time, and Obito was actually there just to see how the Naruto's Jinchuriki is doing. Did he die, or did they change the Jinchuriki? He just needed to make sure, especially because he was going to enact his, he was actually going to start recruiting the Akatsuki members soon, in a few years, and so he just had to check, and he needed some information about the Naruto's Jinchuriki as of right now, who he is. Anyways, because he pretty much knows who most of them are, and anyways. Now, of course, he sees Naruto, and Naruto actually gets pretty scared because once he looks at Obito right in the eyes, Obito's eyes glow red. Well, one of his eyes glows red. And anyways, Obito then actually decides to escape because he doesn't want to be seen, and especially by someone like Naruto. He knows who Naruto is, the son of Minato, and of course he knows that that's the Jinchuriki. He could feel the Naruto's inside of him. And so he actually found out, he actually got the information that he was looking for. And so he went back. He disappeared. Naruto thought that he was just daydreaming or something, hallucinating maybe. However, then Naruto actually went back to his bed, and the next morning, once the Hokage came, he asked what happened to the window. Naruto said, I broke it because I wanted to go out. Of course, the Hokage see a bit of rebellion in Naruto's behavior at this point, in his tone. Now, Naruto was being lectured by the Hokage saying that he shouldn't do it again. And then Naruto says, why should I even listen? After all, it's not like they care. They hate me. They all hate me. I might as well just leave the village one day. Of course, the Hokage then scolded Naruto for it. And anyways, he told Naruto to never think of those things again and then left. Of course, Naruto then actually just left the hospital as well. He was completely recovered. And anyways, now the villagers all had disgusted looks in their faces. And literally they were Naruto could hear them whispering to each other, oh, she should have died. Maybe we should have kicked him a bit harder. Next time, we'll kill him for sure. Yeah, I'll get a few knives. I'll get a sword too. Of course, he was hearing all these things. Naruto, after hearing the last little bit, I'll get a few knives, a few swords. Maybe you should kick him a bit harder. This was Naruto's breaking point. Naruto needed to get stronger. He was scared. He was scared to die. He didn't want to die. And so, he actually started training on his own, beginning to actually improve in everything that he knew. Literally, he started reading books about self-defense, self-defense, and so Naruto started training for the next 2 years until Naruto 6. He actually just trained in his physical strength, and actually got pretty far. However, Naruto was nowhere near as strong as any Genin right now. Maybe he was getting close to a Genin in his eyes, because he's never really seen a Genin Chunin or Jonin in action. However, he was nowhere near. As we know, a 6-year-old stands no chance even against a Genin. Anyways, now, of course, Naruto continued training until one day he was actually attacked by one of the villagers who was actually pretty weak. Naruto was actually able to protect himself from this villager. However, he did take a pretty strong punch to the gut, which actually hurt him. However, he was able to escape with just a few bruises. Naruto realized that still, after 2 years of training, he was still getting hurt. At least, he wasn't on the brink of death this time. Anyways, Naruto realized that this is actually working. His training is actually bearing fruits. And so, he continued training. He became even stronger. And once he actually enrolled into the academy, Naruto was already ahead of everyone, even Sasuke. Naruto actually started training and stealing scrolls from as many places as he could find them, and started learning as many jutsus as he could. Anyways, Naruto actually had only one chakra release, and that being his wind release chakra. Well, his wind release. Anyways, now, Naruto, of course, not being the best at this, actually started to train even harder around the age of 7, once he actually found out about his chakra release and found out about these these papers that tell you chakra. And now Naruto, of course, having pretty much mastered all the techniques that he could find of chakra release. Of course, the ones that he could find, he couldn't really find as many as, too many. He found that 2 or 3, and they weren't too strong. They were like the wind gale palm, some wind release, some other wind release techniques. But anyways, now Naruto, of course, continued his training over and over again until he actually got somewhere. Naruto was actually able to become pretty much strong as a Genin at this point. A normal Genin would not have a chakra release, and so Naruto was already stronger than one. Also, he knew the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and he actually he actually found out about a new chakra release that he had. Of course, this was around the age of 10. Naruto knew that he was already just as strong as a Genin. However, he knows that he needs to get even stronger, because he does not want to stay in this village, and he knows that outside the village lies something even darker than here. He knows that outside the village, life will be harder. It won't be as easy as it is right now. Naruto's life is always hard. However, at this point, he finds it easy because his daily routine is to be hated on, and then, of course, just going home, training, becoming stronger. Naruto had no one in his life. Of course, the Chiha massacre happened just as per normal, and Naruto still has no friends. Not even Hinata wants to be his friend. Anyways, Naruto, of course, on his way to school, he actually bumps into a different girl. Well, a girl, not a different girl. And that was Tsuki. However, Tsuki was just scared of Naruto just as much as the rest. However, she was at the top of the class, like her brother Sasuke. They were on par, on the same level. Shikamaru and Choji tried to be Naruto's friends. However, Naruto didn't want them to be his friends. Well, he didn't want to be friends with them. Sorry. And so, he just continued being a loner up until the end of their academy days. Naruto by now has 3 chakra releases, and he's pretty strong with them. Naruto actually can make wind clones, water clones, and lightning clones. You can use lightning release and wind release together to actually create a pretty strong technique. It's actually to increase his speed, just his physical speed. Anyways, nothing else. He can't increase his strength as of right now. And also, Naruto knows how to use the water shockwave with the lightning. the lightning. The lightning stream. But anyways, of course, Naruto combines, different techniques together to actually make them more useful, since water is an electricity conductor. And just saying, Naruto may not be at the top of the class, however, he's just as smart as Shikamaru in this what if. Naruto's IQ levels are on Mazzolini, and Shikamaru and Naruto find pretty much everything a drag. They do seem like brothers here, however they're not. Anyways, Naruto, of course, passes the academy test with flying colors. On the last day, of course, Naruto shows that he can actually do the Shadow Clone Jutsu instead of the Clone Jutsu, because he's really bad with it still to this day. Even though Naruto has trained so hard, he still he doesn't like it, first of all, and he's never really tried after failing it a few hundreds of times as a young child. Well, he's still a young child, he's only 12, and of course he's tried it multiple times ever since failing it. However, he hasn't gotten anywhere with it, and so he's never really done anymore. Anyways, now Mizuki's plan was completely ruined. He was banking on Naruto failing and making him steal the scroll for him. However, Naruto passed, and so he was confused on he was first of all confused on how Naruto could do it. However, he knew that he could still manipulate Naruto. Well, that's what he thought, of course. He doesn't know that Naruto's changed. He doesn't care about the villagers anymore. Anyways, he goes to tell Naruto that there is a way of the villagers to actually like him. If he steals the scroll of sealing from the Hokage and shows it off to the villagers will have a newfound respect for Naruto. However, Naruto knows this is a whole next level lie. He doesn't care. First of all, he knows that the villagers will never have respect for him, even if he became the Hokage at this point. Second of all, he doesn't want to have the respect. He doesn't want to have the respect of people who have no morals. And third of all, he doesn't like the villagers at all. And he really just wants to leave. Anyways, Naruto, of course, actually follows Mizuki's plan, because he can actually take a few, jutsus from the scroll of sealing. And so he does. Naruto, of course, takes down a few jutsus, like the Flying Raijin and the Water Dragon Jutsu and a few others. Of course, Naruto isn't gonna learn them straight away within like 2 hours, no. Anyways, Naruto then actually waits for Mizuki and Iruka. Iruka actually does come first. However, Naruto then tells Iruka to just wait and see. Once Mizuki came, of course, he throws a massive shuriken at Shikamaru, Iruka. However, Naruto saw this coming, and using his wind release to an extent that no one has ever seen, Naruto literally just puts up his finger. Well, he does it like he's commanding the wind to come towards him. He's controlling the wind. He's literally using magic pretty much. Anyways, he controls the wind in a way to actually make the shuriken make the shuriken stop from spinning. Make whatever. He stops the shuriken from moving, but not moving, from spinning. Guys, my English is bad. It's 1 a.m. and it's my first wife in a month. Anyways, not my English, it's just my storytelling is even worse than usual. Usually it's really bad, now it's completely atrocious. Anyways, Naruto was actually able to split the shuriken in half. Since it was going so fast, even his wind wasn't able to fully stop it. It was still going to hurt Iruka, maybe pierce his eye. At least he's not going to cut his head clean off. Anyways, of course, Naruto had to completely destroy the shuriken, and Iruka and both Iruka and Mizuki were confused on what Naruto did. Mizuki then says, "What did you just do?" And Naruto then just asked, "How do you know that was me? Or if that was the Hokage or something?" And as he says that, Naruto appeared in front of Mizuki. Naruto looked a lot like Obito at this point. Naruto remembered the look that he saw in Obito's eye. A look that he's never seen before, that now he has himself. A look of a person who's dead inside. Naruto was completely dead inside, and literally cut Mizuki's, he actually got a kunai, and just how Minato did to Obito in the War Arc, cut right through him. In the middle, he sliced Mizuki in the chest, just the chest area, not literally throughout the whole entire body, the middle of the body from making Zetsu stopping Zetsu from taking over Obito, that's what I meant. Anyways, now, of course, Naruto did this to Mizuki in a way that Mizuki wasn't gonna die. Naruto could have completely decapitated him within the matter of 2 seconds, to be honest. However, he doesn't want to kill him because he needs answers. He is a good ninja, he's smart. Naruto then ties Mizuki up and focus shit. He just he hits Mizuki. I'm getting confused with Mitsuki. Anyway, he hits Mizuki in the back of the neck to make him actually faint. Then Iruka takes him with the scroll to the Hokage, telling Naruto to go home. Tomorrow is a big day, finding out the teams. Naruto then sighs, saying, teams. I really don't want one, so please make sure to put me in a team by myself. It's just better for everyone. They all hate me and I hate them. Please, I beg. Anyways, of course, Naruto was an outcast pretty much in his own class as well. And just saying, Kiba will be replaced here. And anyways, we continue. Naruto, Sasuke, and Tsuki were put in the same team, Team 7. Of course, Sakura was jealous. However, she promised herself to become even stronger here. And since she wasn't with Sasuke, she was going to prove that she would deserve to be with Sasuke. And this is her catalyst to become stronger. Motivation to become the best kunoichi of the world. The best one, just as strong as and just as reliable as Tsunade. The greatest kunoichi right now. Well, you could say Kushina was on par, to be honest, but we all know Tsunade is way better than Kushina. Tsunade is like best girl in Boruto. In Naruto. While in Boruto is probably Hanabi. Anyways. Like, for real. Anyways, now, of course, Naruto and, Team 7 wasn't the best of teams. Naruto did not like anyone from the academy in the first place, and he truly didn't like... Sorry, I'm getting a bit sleepy. He truly didn't like Sasuke Uchiha. He really despised him. First of all, because Sasuke always thought that he was at the top, and he looked down on everyone, even his own sister. And his sister Tsuki, he didn't really hate her. However, he didn't particularly like her. However, he had to get over this because this will be his team for the foreseeable future, as of right now, until he runs away from the village. He leaves it because he doesn't really want to stay in it. Naruto is already just strong enough to actually live on his own outside the village, as long as he doesn't get into a fight with a Chunin or a Gojonin. Anyways, Team 7's leader still comes in late as per normal, which is Kakashi, and introduces himself and says that they will be going outside to greet everyone and to know each other's names, goals, and everything. Of course, Sasuke goes first there, and his goals don't change from the original. Since Sakura's not here, it's actually Tsuki. Tsuki's goal is actually to live a pretty normal life after finding out the reason behind her clan's massacre and actually giving up on her ninja life. She doesn't really have a specific goal other than that, and her likes are pretty much just chilling, vibing, and just having fun while her dislikes are being alone. Anyways, of course, she's actually alone most of the times because she doesn't have many friends, unlike someone like Sakura. Sakura actually doesn't like her because she's so close to Sasuke, and yes, she's actually really close to Sasuke here because they actually kind of had similar goals. Tsuki wants to know why Itachi did it, while Sasuke wants to kill Itachi and know why. So technically, they have the same goal, just that Sasuke has a bit of a more extreme version of her goal. Then was Naruto. Naruto says he doesn't have he doesn't particularly like anything in this village, and he says that he pretty much hates everything and everyone in this village. That's pretty much his dislikes, and his goals are pretty vague. He just says that his goals are to be free, and that's where he ends it. Kakashi actually raised an eyebrow at Naruto's one. He could have decided to Uchiha's ones, however Naruto was a bit extreme. Hates everything and everyone in the village, which was kind of perplexed. Or he was kind of perplexed because from what he remembers, Naruto was always a happy-go-lucky kid. Someone who always waved at everyone, trying his best. However, he hasn't heard much after that beating that he got. He just disappeared. He just blended in the background. And so Kakashi only got updates from the Hokage saying that Naruto's doing pretty well in the academy and everything, and that's pretty much it. Anyways, of course, now Team 7 was introduced, and Kakashi explained about the test tomorrow. He said not to eat, which Naruto then says, oh well, we just have to wake up and come meet you. Well then, you said 8 AM, I'll see you at 12, bye. And then he disappeared, Naruto using body flicker, which is something that Kakashi wasn't expecting Naruto to use. He actually just disappeared. Naruto then arrived at his training ground, which is actually a hill behind pretty much everything. It's actually on the outskirts of the village, somewhere actually pretty dangerous, where ninjas could actually break and infiltrate. However, Naruto's more than capable enough to actually hide and protect himself, unless he's someone like a fucking Jonin. Oh, sorry, I should mind my language. I'm really sleepy right now. I'm probably just gonna edit this video and try to upload it. Since I don't need any ads on it, I don't really need to like put the ads, so I can just go sleep and see tomorrow morning the feedback. Anyways, we continue. Naruto, of course, being pretty strong, of course, actually continuing his training, and his training was actually getting more brutal by the day. Naruto was making clones and attacking himself to kill himself, pretty much. He was going all out, and of course, he couldn't really kill himself with his own clone, because at a certain point of pain, at a certain point of exhaustion, his own clone will disappear, and so he can't really kill himself with the clone. He doesn't want to kill himself because he wants to, first of all, experience freedom. Anyways, Naruto continues his training like this for the next few hours until he collapses fully. Naruto has no more strength in his body and he actually falls asleep. He wakes up in the middle of the night, 3 AM maybe, and Naruto realizes that he's been asleep since 9 PM, so he's had more than enough sleep. He's been sleeping for around 7 hours, which is more than enough for him. Is that 7 hours? 9 to 3 AM. Let me do the math here. 6 hours, sorry, my bad. I'm really stupid. I'm so sleepy, bro. I literally said, oh yeah, 9 plus 4 equals 12. Yeah, like, it's not 13. I'm such a retard anyways. Allow it, guys. Please, have some mercy. Don't roast me. Anyways, Naruto actually started walking around the village, taking a walk, early walk. And he was actually gonna go home to actually sleep until 12 PM. Anyways, on his way, he actually saw Tsuki, and she was actually heading somewhere where the Uchiha compound was. Naruto followed her, and Tsuki actually went to where her house once was. and started crying in front of it. Of course, he actually heard her grieving her parents, and Naruto actually walked towards her and said, "So, you were in pain this whole time. Also, you said you hated being alone." And Tsuki then says, "Why are you even here? Shouldn't you be sleeping by now?" And not, then she turns around with a Sharingan, a two Tomoe Sharingan, just saying. Of course, Naruto then says, the Sharingan. Do you really think you scare me? You should be more careful. I'm not as weak as you think I am. Anyways, I'm only here because I'm worried for you. So, I don't see why you should be so hostile towards me. Of course, Tsuki then says, "Aren't you hostile to everyone? So why should I not be hostile to you?" Anyways, Naruto then says, "You have a fair point. Anyways, you should go home. If you grieve too much and if you don't let the past go, you won't get anywhere in life." And then Tsuki then actually replies by saying, "Then, how are you not letting the past go?" Wait, sorry, what? English. Then Tsuki replies by saying, "Aren't you want to talk? You're not letting the past go. You were beaten, and ever since you've been hating the village." And Naruto then says, "That's completely different. Losing someone is completely different from losing hope in humanity, losing hope for this village. These people have no morals. Do you not understand? It's the same for you. The person who killed your parents has no morals, and you want to know why. Well, I don't want to know why the people hate me, because I pretty much know. I found that myself a long time ago. And I can see why. However, I don't see why they consider me as that beast that's inside of me." And then Naruto looks at Tsuki with his own two eyes, with eyes that have no feeling in it. Apathetically, Naruto was looking into Tsuki's Sharingan. Tsuki was actually being she actually was scared. She saw Naruto's eyes and they had nothing inside them. She saw pure nothingness. She saw someone who's dead inside in Naruto, and she was confused. She thought that Naruto had the goal to be free. However, why does he seem so dead inside? Even she's not that dead inside. And she lost her parents, she lost everything. But Naruto had nothing to begin with. And he lost the little things that he had. And one of the biggest things that he had, which was pretty little compared to things like Tsuki, who, her parents, of course, they're not things, but her parents was a big thing, while Naruto's little hope of being someone in the village, someone that people actually considered as a human being, was lost once he was actually beaten to death, pretty much. Until the beast that the villagers were afraid of, the villagers considered as a demon, was the one to save Naruto. Naruto actually respected the fox, and ever since he never hated it. In fact, he considered it as a blessing, because the fox actually he knew that the fox hated him. However, he knew that the fox saved him at the same time, and so he respected the fox. He respected Kurama. He respected the nine-tailed fox. Of course, still looking into Tsuki's eyes, Naruto then says, "Alright then, that's enough. Stop looking at me like that. You scare me. Well, don't scare me. Disgust me. Don't look at me. Don't have pity on me. There's no point." Naruto then throwing a kunai near Tsuki's face, actually cutting her cheek. Of course, Tsuki was completely confused, because even with the Sharingan activated, she didn't see Naruto throwing that. Naruto didn't even use any shock release onto the kunai. Just him throwing it was fast enough to actually not be seen by a two Tomoe Sharingan. And Tsuki was completely confused. She knew that Naruto would be strong, but this is completely different. She wasn't expecting such speed from Naruto, such power. Anyways, that's where I'm gonna end off. Naruto and Tsuki finally had a pretty close moment. Well, more touching moment. Not touching, but they finally found out a bit more about themselves. Naruto finding out that Tsuki still to this day grieves her parents' death. Her parents' death. Her parents' death. It's all out English. While Tsuki finds out that Naruto, to this day, not to this day, she finds out that Naruto is dead inside from the experience that he's experienced a long time ago. In fact, Tsuki actually knew about this. It was a pretty big thing in the village when this happened, and some villagers were happy, some were worried that he might unleash the Nanto, some were scared, while others were ecstatic, celebrating, drinking. Of course, Mikoto wasn't celebrating. In fact, she was disgusted by these people, and she even had hateful eyes towards them. Tsuki actually asked her mother, about this, and she just said, "It's nothing for you to worry about, but just promise this to me, Tsuki. You'll never become just as bad as these villagers, okay?" And this is something that Tsuki remembers vividly. However, of course, she's not as bad as the villagers, and she doesn't want to be as bad as them. She knows how bad they are, but she never knew that Naruto really hated them that much. Anyways, that's where I'm gonna end off. Hope you enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weaves. Don't forget to get your good quality lamps from lamptee.com and your good quality anime merch from Beautiful Halo. All the links are in the description below. Follow my friends, like subscribe to them and everything. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram or anything, or join the Discord server. Link in the description below. And yeah, it's actually 1:32 a.m. I'm going to edit this video, upload it as soon as possible. First upload in a while. And my ducklings, my friends, my subscribers, my fans, whatever the fuck you guys want to consider yourself as, this was the King of Weebs, and I'll see you in a few days. Peace. Oh fuck, was the stop button? Shit. Oh, anyway.